How's it going, y'all? This is Joseph with Erotic Steelworks, and I'm excited to tell you about the release of our brand new 2020 and up gap fillers. That's right, our design team went ahead and came out with two styles, one based from our most popular in the previous line, the dagger filler. And for those of you who have an LED filler on your Slingshot already that don't want to lose that light, don't worry, because we have you covered with the LED filler. This one utilizes your OEM light and places it in a horizontal position to match your upper light. Now sit back and follow me as we go step by step through this install. All right, y'all, not everyone's gonna have this gap filler, but if you do, I'm gonna show you step by step on how to go ahead and remove this and get your LED light installed on your new LED gap fillers. Alrighty, y'all, first thing we're gonna do is go ahead and take these two T40 bolts located right here on the bottom of your bumper. Then y'all are gonna wanna go ahead and remove this body clip right here with a flathead screwdriver and some pliers. All right, y'all, then we're gonna go ahead and come back and remove the harness off the lower light. And while we're back here, we're also gonna go ahead and take off this T40 bolt that's located right here behind your bumper. Now after all the hardware has been removed, you're gonna wanna push down and out on the filler. All right, y'all, now as a preventative measure, we like to go ahead and set down some painter's tape, and we suggest you do too. Basically, you're gonna do it like so. That way you don't go ahead and run the risk of scratching your bumper. Now let's tear this off, and once we have this set down, it gets us ready for the next part, which will be lining up our LED filler. So we're gonna take this crease right here and line it up right here on this portion of the bumper where it sits flush. Afterwards, we're gonna take this corner and do the same and line it up with this edge of the bumper. Now once we have it like so, we'll just go ahead and line it up top. That way we're ready to go ahead and mark our holes. Now let me get my marker. Now let's see, folks. Now right here, we usually suggest a partner to help you out, but since we've done this before, we got it. All right, now that we're set, let's go ahead and drill these out. Now that we got everything marked up, the first thing we're gonna go ahead and do is take our 1/4-inch bit and drill out this hole, which is gonna be located on the bottom of the bumper. All right, y'all. So as I go ahead and do this, let me just go ahead and let y'all know there is no reason to speed through this process. That's right, because this is plastic, so we just kind of want to go in there nice and easy and back it on out. There we go. Now after we've got that done, we're going to go ahead and switch our bit, and we're going to grab an 11/64 bit, okay? Now with this bit right here, we're going to do the same, but we're going to drill up top and get this hole out. And like I was saying before, there's no reason why to go through this quickly, y'all. This is just gonna be a nice, slow process. And we're just gonna back that on out once we're done. Alrighty, let's move on to the next step. All right, y'all. Now this next step is gonna be for those of you who went ahead and purchased the LED gap filler and don't wanna miss out on utilizing that OEM light on their new fillers. So what you're gonna wanna do is take this OEM gap filler from your Polaris Slingshot, and you're gonna wanna use an 11mm socket. And right here in the back, we're gonna take off these two nuts real quick, okay, y'all? And we're just gonna back these off like so. And once we get these off, that makes this transition a whole lot easier. So once we got both of them off right here, we're gonna keep these because we're gonna use these later on. And we're gonna set down our tools, flip this over, and once we got that done, we'll push this on out. And it's that simple, folks. Go ahead and remove the light like so. Now once we've got that out, we're gonna take these brackets that are gonna be a part of your install packet as well, and we're gonna use these to mount the light to the new LED gap filler. So we're gonna go ahead and take the light like so, make sure we got it in the right direction. And once that's in, let me go ahead and show y'all that right there, folks. Once that's in, we're gonna set it down real quick. And we're gonna take these brackets. Now there's a short end and a long end. The short end is gonna be what goes up top. Now we also don't wanna see these brackets from the front, so make sure when you position them on the back, they're positioned properly like so. So go ahead and follow me right here, folks. We're gonna get this one and set it down right there, and take this one and kind of set it down at an angle right here. So once we've gotten that done, we'll go ahead and take this factory hardware and tighten it down by hand real quick, nice and gentle like. And then we'll go ahead and utilize that 11mm again. Now when tightening these down, they are plastic, so we're just gonna go ahead and tighten it down once we feel tension, okay? So let's tighten it down like so, that's one. And let's get this other one, folks. Right there. Because we always wanna make sure that it fits well. So let's pick this up, and gosh, that looks good, huh? That sure looks good, and look at that from the back. That's right, very easy to install, real simple. Now, while we're here, I'm gonna give y'all a hint on a step that makes installation a whole lot easier. You're also gonna receive this bracket as a part of your install kit. It'll have a notch right up top. Now, what you wanna do is that you wanna place this behind the gap filler and line both of these holes up with the notch facing upwards. Once you have it like so, you could have somebody help you out, or you can place this down, but what I would suggest is get this self-tapper, place it inside your 1/4-inch driver, and you're gonna run it through the back. This is gonna aid in the install process down the line, okay? Now wait for that next step, and let's move on, folks. All right, folks, now that we went ahead and gotten this all mocked up and ready for install, and we went ahead and switched out our LED to our new LED gap filler, we're gonna move into the next steps of installation. What you're gonna wanna do is look at this bumper bracket right here and remove this top bolt. Now this is gonna be crucial in the coming steps that I'm about to show you. We're gonna take this 10mm socket and we're gonna go ahead and back it off right now, folks. So once we've got that on there, let's go ahead and back that off and remove it. Now keep track of your bolts, y'all. Want to go ahead and make sure that we have that for later on. Now our next step is that since we've gotten that backed off, it's safe to say that we can go ahead and remove this tape now. So let's take this off right here. And let's get this last piece. And once we've got that off, we're also going to go ahead and use this long bolt that's going to be provided in your hardware packet and line it up like so, how we did when we went ahead and mocked up our holes. And I'm just gonna take this bolt and run it right through there, y'all. Now once I've got that ran through, I'm gonna get my washer and my nylon locking nut. Look at this, folks, right here. This is gonna be it. And we're just gonna hold it there and set this on. Now if you're like me and you don't have anyone helping you out, this is actually really crucial, because what it'll do is once you have that hand tightened, look at that. It'll sit right there for you, and that'll help you out. Now, like I was saying earlier, folks, this does take time, so let's go ahead and line up this top one and get that small one in there. Now, when using small hardware, it's important to take your time because you don't want to lose things. And good work takes time as well. So once we've gotten that in there, we'll hand tighten that down as well. Oh yeah. If you're like me, you got chubby fingers. Now let's get this screwed on all the way. Perfect. Alrighty, y'all. So now that we've gotten it hand tightened and pretty much ready to go, we're gonna go ahead and use this time to tighten up this back bolt that went ahead and came off earlier off your bumper bracket that you can see is utilizing this bracket right here inside your hardware packet to secure the filler. Now while we're also up here, folks, go ahead and come take a look up front, because what we want to go ahead and do is while we're here, put some tension on this. That way we'll have a nice clean flush look once we tighten this down, y'all. So we're gonna come in here with our 10mm one more time, and we're just gonna go ahead and tighten that down while we hold on to this. All right, now once we've gotten that tightened down, let's start off with this bottom bolt, which we're gonna use an 11 deep socket and an extension. Now this right here is really gonna go ahead and help you out with the install. And we're also gonna go ahead and use this Allen key up top. Now let's come in like so. Now when we're setting our Allen key, folks, you always wanna make sure that it's sat in proper. That way we don't go ahead and run the risk of stripping our bolts. So as we go ahead and get this set up, that way that we don't run into that issue. So I've got my Allen key set in. Now I'm just gonna come up from the bottom, make sure that I'm on it proper. We don't wanna strip this either. and let's tighten it down. All right, after a couple of zaps, we know that it's nice and secure. Now, while we do that, on the top, we're gonna use our smaller Allen key and a wrench, because it's gonna go ahead and be a tight squeeze, folks. Now, once we got that up in here, like I said with the previous one, we wanna make sure that it's sat in proper. That way we don't run into the risk of stripping it. And let's get this top bolt tightened down. Alrighty, folks. Looks like we've gotten it tightened down, so all we need to go ahead and do next is get this harness, follow it on up, and plug in this light. So let's go ahead and snap that on in, and we're ready to go. So let's go over here and check this out, y'all. All right, folks, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video on us installing the 2020 and up gap fillers. Now, should you have any issues with your install as well, feel free to go ahead and give us a call on our toll-free line, and our gap fillers are available now. So be sure to order yours at www.zeratisteelworks.com. We're going to have them available in multiple colors that are going to be able to match your Slingshot, and like and subscribe for more because we have more content headed your way.